Hello everyone, good morning from here. This is your Filipina page, and yeah, we're gonna talk a bit lighter right now. Okay, so these are some fun facts that you may not know, most of them probably, about Filipinos and the Philippines. So, number one is the P versus the F sound. So, the Filipino alphabet has 28 letters, all in all, so 26 of them is based on the Latin alphabet and English alphabet. So, we also included the NG, as we pronounce it as nang or ng, and the Nye of the Spanish alphabet. All right, so why is it that there is really a bit of difficulty for most Filipinos to pronounce the F sound? Because most of our native dialects doesn't have the F sound. I mean, it's non-existent in most native dialects. So, for example, if we say fork, most of us will say pork. So you get confused if he or she is referring to pork as in the pig meat, or really the fork, used to the eating utensils. I mean, yeah. Or sometimes, can you hand me over my phone? But it's actually the phone, right? So that's just a fun fact. So yeah, you have just to really read between the lines, or probably ask a Filipino if you hear those sounds that you are confused of when they talk about things with the P and the F sounds. So a lot of people may also interchange the sound. So the F becomes P and the P becomes F. So yeah, since so next one is when you're eating together, whether it's outside in a restaurant or at homes, the last portion of whatever it is, pork, meat, chicken, or whatever food there is on the table, Filipinos won't usually take that. Even that tiny bit, or just the last piece of cake, last piece of pizza, last piece of chicken. No, because I think it boils down to, like, they are thinking that perhaps other people would still want it. It's also like a form of, like, informal way of showing our respect, that respect, and also thinking of others, caring about others than ourselves. So we don't take it usually, so we leave it. Even if nobody would really want to take it anymore, just leave it there. Unless if really the last thing that she could do or he could do would really ask, like, okay, nobody's gonna eat this, can I take this one now? Something like that. And to add with this, eating and the food, we usually don't want to waste food on on our plates. So as much as possible, our parents, our ancestors, our OGs would always tell us, don't waste food. So just take what you want for the meantime. If you want more, then take again. But we don't throw food as much as possible. If we see that there are still leftovers, we will keep it for maybe 2-3 days and put it in the fridge, or try to, if we don't have fridge, we try to improvise how to preserve it, because we always been taught that there are a lot of people who are hungry in different places in all parts of the world, and you're lucky to have that food, so don't waste. And sometimes our grannies would always tell us, when you pass away or you go to the other dimension or whatsoever, you pass this world, they will tell you your soul will never be at peace. It will come back to this world and pick up all those food and pieces of food that you wasted. And also, it's like we don't want that blessings to go out. It's like a bad luck, as we say, that you're throwing grace and blessings. Yes, and also those of you who wanted to travel to the Philippines, our weather is sometimes unpredictable, like women. Yeah, and we always bring umbrellas with us. So umbrellas are always used either for rain, both for rain and for hot weather, for the sun to protect our skin. And most of the Filipinas usually don't want to get burnt or have darker skin, and that's the stigma right now, that the beauty standards of Filipino men and even women, yeah, so that, I mean, for themselves, they being white is beautiful. That's how they believe, because probably of the Western colonization before. And yes, historically speaking, when you're darker skinned before, during the Spanish colonization, American, Japanese colonization, you are being, let's say, how you say, like, maybe discriminated, or you're seen as the low class. So yeah, so a lot of girls right now in the Philippines, really have all these whitening products on them. Even in supermarkets, you can see a lot of that. It's seldom you can see a tanning lotion when you go to supermarkets or pharmacy or like that. But me, I like my dark skin. Yeah, this is filtered, so yeah, it makes me white. But really, I don't care about my skin. I mean, yeah. Anyways, so speaking of weather, if you want to travel, the dry and hot season in the Philippines is usually from March to May. Then damp season is from, or the typhoon season really is usually from June to October. And the normal and cool and fair weather is usually from November till February. And it's the coolest time or season of the year in the Philippines. Next one is Makati City. It's in Manila and it's one of the big, beautiful cities in Metro Manila, and it's known to be as the selfie capital of the world. So yeah, you can Google that to check more on that. But yes, it was declared, yeah, selfie capital of the Philippines. So many places, cities, provinces in the Philippines are known for different things because the Philippines is very diverse when it comes to culture, when it comes to food. So when you go to different regions, you will experience a different kind of, food, culture, and people. But all in all, generally, Filipinos are very hospitable, friendly, warm, and kind. So you could ask help from anybody. Usually, seldom you can see, bit of not so good people. Of course, everywhere in the world, there will always be bad apples, right? Yeah, but generally, yeah, Filipinos are known for that. And there, we are fond of giving titles, monikers, not just to self-proclaim, but other regions or other countries other regions, other places in the Philippines would proclaim that or would give us those names. So, like in my city, Iloilo City, there are a lot of monikers on that. It has a lot of monikers that are given actually by in external forces, external organizations, or external outside, and not ourselves. Like for example, the City of Love, the place where the most soft-spoken and sweetest people, as they say, and they called us the Wakanda of the Philippines before. Next one is we are the country that has the longest celebration of Christmas for those who are Christians. Yes, because the Philippines is the only Christian nation in Asia. And yeah, we are very religious generally. And yeah, when it starts, the Burr months, we call it. So September, November, October, the other way around, December. Christmas songs is played already everywhere, and you see people already decorating their houses with Christmas deckers and Christmas lights. Yeah, and there's already Christmas activities going on in the community, in the city, in the malls, and all that. Yeah, so it ends till January the following year. So you will enjoy a lot. Now, a lot of my friends, also foreign friends, also would be asking, why are the Filipinos always want or likes to give gifts or presents during birthdays or whatever occasion? I don't know. It's really part of our culture and tradition that it's really better to give than to receive. So, in all aspects of our lives, we still adhere to that teaching and the moral core values that our old generations, our ancestors, our parents, our grandparents have taught us. And yeah, we feel good to do that, and we feel more happy than those who are receiving it. Actually, it's sometimes it's taken. Is some people may not understand it really, and they take it as like, oh, bragging or boasting or whatnot. But it's not that way. We just love to make other people happy, to give gifts, and yeah, to show people, our loved ones especially, that we love and think of them, and we care for them, and we value them and appreciate them. Right. Next one is, yes, a lot of Filipinos, especially those who are working abroad, can relate to this, that we often convert the foreign currency to peso, Philippine peso, because we feel that probably it's our frugality in a sense that we know what is it to have less and to have nothing. And we always been taught that wasting is not good, and you have to save for the future, and you have to be practical in life. So that's why. So you go to a grocery store, expect, if you have a Filipina girlfriend, you have to be patient because you're going to be in the supermarket or in a grocery store for maybe, let's say, 2 hours, comparing all those things and items, which is cheaper, and thinking, talking to herself like, okay, this one is not necessary first, this is not needed for now, and this is expensive, or yeah, then the computation in the head like, okay, this is already 3 kilos of rice, blah blah blah. So if you are going to buy something with a Filipina, you have to be having that long patience, or better not go with her. So there is also one funny, weird trait of a Filipino, that when you ask questions, they will usually answer with the same question. Like, you're telling, can you hand me over my phone, for example? What? Your phone? But they hear and understand. It's just like, probably they just want to make sure that they got and understand you. That, they understand what you're saying, and they want to make sure that they will do the right thing. So it might be a culture shock, and yeah, annoying probably for most of you, because it's like bugging you all the time. Like, are you sure? Are you sure? But it's sometimes they will ask you, you see, you're doing, like, for example, you're cooking or you're fixing your car. And what are you doing? They already obviously see that you are fixing your car, but still they're gonna ask you that because it's actually just a form of saying hi and hello in in an informal way, or being really friendly, and making you feel that, how you say, you're not really, you're try she he or she is trying to be close, but being casual and friendly and nice. So don't take it as an insult or whatnot. But I would understand that if you get annoyed, because of course you're not used to that. But yeah, you can talk about it and make things clear. But I just say this because for you to be aware that it's not an insult, or it's not like bugging you or trying to piss you off, or brag or something like that. It's no negative thing on that, no malice intended, and in good faith that they asked you that, to tell you that, just to say, just a form of saying hi, hello, or opening up. Oh, this is the thing, the right term, to open a conversation with you. Yeah. So Filipinos also love food a lot. They eat a lot, to be honest. So typical Filipinos eat or have rice plus the viand 3 times a day, plus in between meals. So morning breakfast, rice and some rice and some viand. In the middle of the morning, they will have snacks, then lunch, then snacks again, then dinner, then midnight snack. Yes, and that's why they want to cook a lot. So if you happen to stroll around the streets of, if you happen to stroll the Philippine streets, you would see a lot of food stalls, small, big stalls, barbecues, sweets, how you say, like, those finger foods like that. Next is, of course, they love to drink hot drinks, coffee, hot tea, hot milk. Like, even if it's really with the scorching heat of the sun outside, they will still drink coffee. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just like that. Anyways, and then they don't want, yes, the umbrella when they go out, especially even under the heat of the sun. I explained that already, and they are very fashionable most of the time. So why? Some may even think that, oh my God, they're stupid, or they're silly, they're foolish to wear a jacket or a sweatshirt really that thick, and a cap, umbrella, and all those, outside the scorching heat of the sun. Yeah, because they don't want to get darker skin, and at the same time to protect their skin, and at the same time, yeah, for fashion. It's not again, it's not bragging or self-projecting, something like that. They just like to dress up, and because they always have this thinking mentality that cleanliness is next to godliness. You have to be neat and order, presentable, because first impressions lasts. Of course, this applies to those who can really do afford, but there are really some part of the society that, those who are not so fortunate. But even so, even if they have less, they try to dress and, you know, be presentable, neat and clean. And it also depends on the occasion when they wear clothes. So going weddings, birthdays, church, they have different types of clothes on that. Yeah, they always keep certain clothes only appropriate for certain occasions. So those they use in the church or in weddings or special occasions, they don't use it in just casual, stuff, of course. And then they also believe, most of them, they also, or we also believe that you are already, like, let's say, not in a good situation, you're poor or not so good income, or you have a lot of problems, let's say, different kinds, personal, economic, things like that. And then you don't take care of yourself. It gives you that negative feeling. It drags you. The negative energy will let you feel more of the self-pity. So we try to cheer up ourselves in that way too. And Filipinos are very optimistic, so that's why it's part of the rationality that we try to, not show it outside how we are dealing inside. No, it's not dishonesty, actually. It's just trying to cope up with the things and be resilient. That's the most connected and related reason for that. And we don't want to bring negative energy outside. So we try to deal those we are battling, or our issues inside, our problems inside, and just want to send happy, positive vibes to others. Yeah, because since the Filipinos are really known for being happy people and fun-loving people, warm people, so they always wanted to just enjoy life and be positive all the time, even through very, very hard obstacles, trials, problems, issues in life, adversities. They still manage to smile, whatever it is, really. And yep, and next one is there is, when you live in the Philippines or you stay in the Philippines for a while, maybe you would notice that neighbors actually borrow things like salt or lotion, or these things, or even money sometimes, but they will really return it. They will really return it back, even the smallest things, like even salt. You ask a neighbor because you run out of salt, and the store is so far, and you're in the midst of your cooking oil, for example, things like this. Yeah, even shoes. Sometimes one guy would be going on to a basketball game, really a tournament, and all of a sudden an incident, like his shoes got, like what happened to me in my shorts. See what happened to me. They will borrow from neighbors or from cousins or from other, family members for a while, and then they will return it in good condition also. They will take good care of that. Yeah, but of course, not those things that, for example, that are too personal, like deodorant or like undies. Of course not. We know that it's not the proper things that could be borrowed, and those that can't be borrowed. And then, yeah, you can see a lot of Filipinos, especially Filipinas, women, especially the women, who will wear bikinis or even just a one-piece swimwear. Yeah, in the Philippines, they will really have a protective gears, like, rush guards, these long sleeves, like they're going scuba diving. Even cap, even go under the shade of a tree on the beach. And yeah, aside from that skin protection thing, and afraid to get darker skin, most of Filipinos, and especially women, it's also like part of, like, they're very shy and timid to show skin. Well, I do wear bikinis when I'm already here, because nobody cares. Actually, in the Philippines, people will really stare at you and, like, even talk behind you, like, oh, she's something like You know what I mean? So yeah, so I got the courage just when I left. All right, so I guess that's it for now. And yeah, there's a lot more. Maybe I would remember others next video, and I love to share it with you. And I hope that you will still watch me even if I talk here and there, and sometimes topsy turvy, roaming around the bush. And yeah, I really talk a bit slow, so forgive me for that. And I hope you still have the patience. It's really hard for me to do a bit of fast talk because I don't know, maybe it's just our nature, and I came to that city, and maybe I have a speech defect. I bite my tongue and my lips all the time. So yeah. Thank you for watching me again. And yeah, hello, thank you. Vibing with Ron Rada, Sorella Duvey, Patrick Turner, Robert Meredith, Dwayne Frierson, The Chosen One, Wayne's World. Is always feeling bad that I don't mention you. Sorry. Every one of you is very important here. Rain Mac, who has just commented. Oh, forgive me if I always forget your names, okay? But all of you is very important, and especially for my newest subscribers. Thank you very much. And yeah, I hope you're still with me all the time. I have 301 subscribers now. I told you I'll reach 1 million subscribers soon after 10 years. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye. Time to work.